In 2013, Aquatic Wetline made its debut as an aquarium hobbyist podcast. It was hosted by Aqua Alex Cardinale, an aquarium hobbyist with a passion for tropical fish since the age of 12.
Aquatic Wetline was very successful because Aqua Alex shared his love and passion for fish keeping like only he could. You could hear the love of fish and passion for caring and educating about the fish in his voice. It attracted new hobbyists and even experienced hobbyists to tune in.
Aquatic Wetline went on hiatus for a couple of years. Now Aqua Alex has brought it back, this time right here on YouTube. Aqua Alex will host new episodes of Aquatic Wetline Fish Keeping Podcast, but it will be in video format and you may get to see some of Aqua Alex's personal fish.
Aqua Alex will discuss everything aquarium related from fresh to salt. What aquarium topic is in the aquarium for discussion tonight? Let's find out. Fish keepers, if you enjoy the show, please share the YouTube video URL on your social media. Now here is Aqua Alex.
Tropical fish keepers, welcome to Life in the Amazon, hosted by me, South American fish keeper Aqua Alex Cardinale. I hope you're all doing great. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Life in the Amazon. Today I am going to continue creating South American biotopes. The last couple of episodes of Life in the Amazon, we created a Peruvian and a Brazilian biotope. Now, to see my Peruvian and Brazilian biotope, just go to my playlist, Life in the Amazon, on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale, to see my Peruvian and Brazilian biotope. But today, we are going to be doing a Colombian biotope. I, Aqua Alex Cardinale, will discuss freshwater fish species that come from Colombia, and I'm going to create some cool Colombian biotopes using the freshwater tropical fish species that come from Colombia. So I am really excited to once again travel to South America and travel to the Amazon River and go to Colombia to learn about some of the fish species that are living in Colombia and then create some awesome Colombian biotopes with those fish species. So feel free to be part of the show. What are your favorite fish from Colombia? Post them in the comments. You can also create your own Colombian biotopes in the comments below. Now, personally, my favorite fish from Colombia would include the tiger shovelnose catfish, the Pygrocentris Caribe piranha. That is a very gorgeous piranha, which we're going to talk about later on in the show. It would also include the black bar silver dollar, Milia scumberki, which is a very beautiful black bar. The one from Colombia is the thin bar variant, and that is a very gorgeous silver dollar. I also like the red and blue Colombian tetra, which is a tetra species that comes from Colombia. I like the blacks and a lot of other amazing fish that I'm going to talk about here tonight on this episode of Life in the Amazon. So, having said that, let's go ahead and get this fun show started. And we're going to start with some information on Colombia. Colombia is a great country in the South America region. Now, Colombia is a country in South America with an insular region in North America. It is bordered by the Caribbean Sea to the north, Venezuela to the east, Brazil to the southeast, Ecuador and Peru to the south, the Pacific Ocean to the west, and Panama to the northwest. Colombia is one of the world's 17 mega diverse countries. It has the second highest level of biodiversity in the world. Its territory encompasses Amazon rainforest, highlands, grasslands, and deserts. So Colombia can be found in the Amazon rainforest, highlands, grasslands, and deserts of South America. It is also the only country in South America with coastlines and islands along both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The geography of Colombia is characterized by its six main natural regions that present their own unique characteristics, from the Andes mountain range region shared with Ecuador and Venezuela, the Pacific coastal region shared with Panama and Ecuador, the Caribbean coastal region shared with Venezuela and Panama, the Llanos Plains shared with Venezuela, the Amazon rainforest region shared with Venezuela, Brazil, Peru, and Ecuador, to the insular area, compressing islands in both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Colombia is bordered to the northwest by Panama, to the east by Venezuela and Brazil, and to the south by Ecuador and Peru. It established its maritime boundaries with neighboring countries through 7 agreements on the Caribbean Sea and 3 on the Pacific Ocean. East of the Andes lies the savanna of the Llanos, part of the Orinoco River Basin, and in the far southeast, the jungle of the Amazon rainforest. Together, these lowlands make up over half Colombia's territory, but they contain less than 6% of the population. The main rivers of Colombia are Magdalena, Cauca, Gaver, Atarata, Meta, Putumayo, and Caqueta. Colombia has 4 main drainage systems: the Pacific Drain, the Caribbean Drain, the Orinoco Basin, and the Amazon Basin. The Orinoco and Amazon rivers mark limits with Colombia to Venezuela and Peru, respectively. Colombia is one of the mega diverse countries in biodiversity, ranking first in bird species. Colombia has 10% of the world's mammal species, 14% of the amphibian species, and 18% of the bird species of the world. Colombia has about 2,000 species of saltwater fish and is the second most diverse country in freshwater fish. So that is information on Colombia. Now let's get to the fun part of the show and let's learn about actual freshwater fish that call Colombia home. Because after all, that is our meat and potatoes of these episodes. So for each fish that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to show you an image of that actual fish. So here are some freshwater fish that live in Colombia and call Colombia home. The first fish is a nice cherryfin that is in the headstander family, and I personally have yet to keep this fish, but it's a very gorgeous fish, and that is the marbled headstander. And on the screen now is an image of a marbled headstander. This fish resembles a Leporhinus fasciatus, but is more peaceful, not as fin nippy, and grows to a good size. The marbled headstander can reach sizes of up to 8 inches, and they like to be kept in schools. So you can keep them in a 75-gallon, an 80-gallon, a 125-gallon, and larger. So the marbled headstander is the first fish that comes from Colombia. Up next is one of my favorite South American cichlids that I am personally getting to keep and raise right now. We've learned that this cichlid also comes from Peru and Brazil, and they also call Colombia home. And that is the threadfin acara. The threadfin acara is an absolutely gorgeous cichlid. The threadfin acara grows up to 8 inches. They like to be kept in schools, and they can do well with other docile cichlids like angelfish, waru, severums, and other South American cichlids. I really enjoy keeping and caring for redfin cara, and I'm a species care guide here on Aquatic Wetline talking about the threadfin cara in the future. But you can find threadfin acaras in Colombia. They're dominant there, and they're collected from Colombia for the aquarium hobby a lot. So they are a really cool cichlid. Another cichlid that calls Colombia home is a species of acara cichlids. It is known as the Diadema acara, and it's an acara species that I have yet to keep, but I definitely want to keep them in the future. This is the Diadema acara, and they live in Colombia. Look how gorgeous the Diadema acara is. Now, most acaras will reach about 8 inches, so I assume the Diadema acara will grow to a similar size of 7 to 8 inches, and it can be kept with other acaras like threadfin acaras. Really, really cool fish. The next freshwater fish that comes from Colombia is the blue acara. Now, this fish is very similar looking to the green terror, but you could easily tell a blue acara apart from a green terror because a green terror has more coloration and more orange and green coloration. The blue acara was once a very popular fish in the aquarium hobby, and it still is a very popular fish. As a matter of fact, there is a variant of the blue acara out there that is kind of man-made now. It's the electric blue acara, and that's this fish that's been bred and hybridized to show some intense coloration. The blue acara is very easy to keep. It gets about 6 to 7 inches and is not hard to keep at all. So those three acara cichlids are just some of the acaras that call Colombia home, and they are equally gorgeous. Now let's step away from cichlids for a little bit. We're going to move on to some other fish, and I apologize if we're having some technical issues here. My Wi-Fi is being very shady today for some reason. But let's get on to our next fish that comes from Colombia. And that is a fish that also came from Brazil. And that is the black ghost knife. Now, the black ghost knife is a monster growing South American knife fish. The black ghost knife will reach about 18 inches, although in captivity, you can expect the black ghost knife to grow about 12 to 14 inches. It's very rare to see a black ghost knife above 13 inches, but very nice fish. The black ghost knife is a great oddball addition to an angelfish aquarium, to a discus aquarium, to other South American cichlid aquariums. They're very peaceful, so you don't want to keep them with aggressive fish. Otherwise, they will get terrorized and bullied, and we don't want that with such a gorgeous knife fish like the black ghost knife. All right, are we ready to talk about freshwater gobies? Yes, there are gobies that live in freshwater and that do come from Colombia. Up first, we have the water cow goby. This is a very beautiful goby. I personally have never kept a water cow goby, but my dad has kept them years ago. The water cow goby is a monster growing goby. The water cow goby will grow to be about over a foot. It's a large predator. It will eat fish that will fit in its mouth, but it can be kept with fish that grow too large for it to eat. Very, very cool fish. Kind of looks like a black wolfish. So I don't know if one will do well in my 125, but if I ever see one, I would definitely get one. They come from Colombia. Another goby that comes from Colombia is the jade sleeper goby. I love jade gobies. As a matter of fact, I recently got two jade gobies from a fish store that I went to with a friend, and sadly they passed away. So now I'm craving some more. So I'll see if my fish store can get some jade gobies in. But if not, I'll go out fishing for them here in South Florida. The interesting thing about jade gobies is that they come from South America. You can find jade gobies in Peru, Brazil, Venezuela, and now they're also in Colombia. But also, jade gobies live in North America too. They live here in Florida. But the jade goby is a goby species that can be found in Colombia. So up next is a cherison, and it is the spot pike cherison. And these are often seen at Malone's Monsters, Aquatic Rarities, and Predatory Fins. These are very nice predatory schooling cherisons. But in order for them to thrive and be happy, they need to be kept in schools. Otherwise, they will stress out, die easily, and you'll lose money on them. So I recommend keeping them in schools. They do grow pretty big. They can grow to be about 8 to 10 inches. So a school of about 4 or 5 in a 125 would be awesome. They like to eat live ghost shrimp. They will eat feeder tetras and stuff. Really cool predatory fish. So the next cherison that comes from Colombia is a species of bicron. It is known as Bicron amazonius, and it is pretty cool. Now, most bicron species resemble the Dorado. They have the speed of the Dorado. They have the ferocious appetite of a Dorado. But unlike the Dorado, the bicron not only eats meat, but it also eats vegetable matter. So you'll see bicrons eating fruit and nuts that fall into the water. So bicrons, really cool fish. And the Amazonian bicron lives in Colombia. From time to time, you'll see them entering the aquarium hobby, but they're not a fish that is imported regularly. So when I was talking about fish that come from Colombia, there is a species of catfish that I needed to include on today's show. And this species of catfish is for some reason really popular in the aquarium hobby. It may be because people call it a shark catfish, but it is a really popular catfish. I see them in a lot of the fish stores that I go to and a lot of the pet stores. And that is the Colombian shark or the black tip catfish. Be forewarned, this catfish does not live in freshwater for its entire life. If you try keeping a Colombian shark catfish in freshwater for its entire life, it will die a slow, painful death. The Colombian catfish is a brackish water fish. Eventually, it can live in full salt water. All right. So it's always important to remember that the Colombian shark catfish only starts off its juvenile life in freshwater. It then migrates to brackish water and it can live in full salt water by the time it's an adult. A lot of people buy these catfish thinking they can thrive in freshwater. They can live in freshwater as juveniles, but not for long. Besides, this is a large growing catfish that can get to be about a foot in length. So you need a big tank to house them. But they are still a pretty cool catfish that comes from Colombia. Now, how about a catfish that is shaped like a musical instrument? Colombia is home to those. The banjo catfish can be found in Colombia, and it is a rather unique catfish that I would love to have in my home aquarium. Look how cool the banjo catfish looks. Really, really cool and gorgeous fish. Now, banjo cats can grow anywhere from 4 to 5 inches. So they're a medium growing catfish that is perfect for a community aquarium. However, they will try to eat any small fish that they think will fit in its mouth. Very easy catfish to care for, and I'll definitely do a care guide on the banjo cat. I definitely would like to keep some banjo cats in the future. They are a really cool catfish, and that is for sure. So we're going to head back to a cichlid now, and we're going to talk about one of the largest growing cichlids that come from South America. Serious South American cichlid enthusiasts love this cichlid, and it comes from Colombia, and it is known as the Umbi cichlid. And look how beautiful the Umbi cichlid really is. Look at the coloration of this male Umbi. They get nice and blue as they get older. The only problem with Umbis is that they are really aggressive. You can barely have any tank mate successfully with the Umbi cichlid. So you do have to be careful about having tank mates with the Umbi cichlid because they're more than likely going to terrorize any fish that you put with them. But if you want a single solitary monster cichlid for a South American fish and you're looking at doing a community biotope, then the Umbi cichlid could be perfect for you. So now we're going to head back to some cherisons. We're going to do 2 cherisons, and then we're going to head to some Corydoras species and some other awesome fish. You know, I personally have never kept marbled hatchetfish or any species of hatchetfish, but marbled hatchetfish are one of the hatchetfish species that you'll find in Colombia. They are a really unorthodox, unique cherison. They're great top dwellers, and they will do well in a 55-gallon or larger community display tank. I think they'll add some intrigue to your home aquarium. I think I'm going to get some hatchetfish for my 75-gallon community tank. You can find the marble hatchetfish from Colombia. Also, the next cherison that comes from Colombia is the spotted headstander. This fish resembles a flagtail Procholotus. It's related to the Leporinus and the Procholotus family. Very cool cherison. They generally grow about 5-6 inches, so they're perfect for a 4-foot aquarium, like a 55-gallon or a 75-gallon aquarium. Very, very cool fish. And again, a fish I have yet to keep, but in the future I do plan on getting a spotted headstander. All right, so now let's learn about some Corydoras catfish species that call Colombia home. I think it'll be pretty cool to learn about Corydoras catfish species. So the first Corydoras cat that you'll find in Colombia is the skunk Corydoras. And this is a really gorgeous cory cat that does indeed look like a skunk. So on the screen there, you'll see an image of a skunk Corydoras. This Corydoras stays small, like most other Corydoras. He will only grow 2 to 3 inches in length. You'll also find the Melani Corydoras in Colombia, a very beautiful cory. I like this one as well. This is a very beautiful cory. I think it's also known as the Panda Corydoras. And you'll also find the salt and pepper Corydoras from Colombia as well. Sorry for the technical issues here. My studio is going really slow, so hopefully the live stream is presenting well. We're having some technical issues tonight, and I apologize about that. But the salt and pepper cory does come from Colombia. You'll find the salt and pepper as well as the skunk and panda cories from Colombia. Now, another predatory cherison that comes from Colombia is known as the rocket gar or the Hygetta gar. I personally have yet to keep any of these guys. I mean, I bought one, but it was eaten the same day, so I was terribly sad. But these guys are an interesting cherison. They grow to 6 inches in length. They'll eat smaller fish, but if there's fish that are too big to be in, they generally leave them alone. And that is what I like about this fish. Very cool fish. Now, one of my favorite cichlids and one of my favorite earth eaters is the Geophagus. And Colombia is home to a really rare species. It is home to the true Geophagus ceramicis. And this is an image of a true Geophagus ceramicis. Now, I have 3 abalus Geophagus that look similar to this. There are different species that are very similar looking to the Geophagus ceramicis, but they're not true ceramicis, but they're gorgeous in their own right. But the true Geophagus ceramicis comes from Colombia, and their care is equal to the other Geophagus that share the same resemblance. The next Geophagus is a really beautiful one, and it comes from Colombia, and it is known as the yellow hump Geophagus or the yellow head Geophagus, and it is known as Geophagus Pellegrini, I believe is the name. Yep, Geophagus pellegrini. Look at the coloration of this Geophagus. That is a very beautiful Geophagus, might I say. I really like the color of this Geophagus. I will definitely get one if I ever come in contact with them. All right, let's get back to a Chiricin, a tetra that calls Colombia home. This is one of my all-time favorite community fish. It is super hardy, super easy to keep, and I have a school of about 10 of them in my 75-gallon aquarium. The black skirt tetra calls Colombia home. Now, back in the old days, many of these, about thousands of these, were collected from Colombia to enter the aquarium hobby. Because this species of tetra is so hardy, it has been farm raised and farm bred and aquarium bred that wild caught black skirt tetras are basically unheard of now. I'm sure you can still get wild caught black skirt tetras, but you'd be hard pressed to find them. But they come from Colombia, super easy to take care of. They grow to about 3 inches, will eat practically anything, and they can live with a wide variety of different fish species. And I'm going to do a care guide on the black skirt tetra relatively soon here on Aquatic Wetline on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. I actually have a surprise for this episode of Life in the Amazon. Right here, right now, I am going to play a video of my 10 black skirt tetras because I have black skirt tetras. So let me show them off to you right now. Here is a video of my 10 black skirt tetras. And when we come back, we'll continue talking about fish that live in Colombia. Did I upload it yet? Oh, I didn't upload it, so let me do that right now. So while the video uploads, I'll continue talking about the black skirt tetra. Now, the black skirt tetra is a relatively cheap tetra that you can get at Petco, PetSmart, your local fish store. The black skirt tetra likes to eat anything. It can be kept with angelfish. It can be kept with discus, rams, etc. The black skirt tetra is a really cool catfish. All right, so let me see if I can get this video uploaded here. It says I have to delete some files because I have too many. So I'll delete one of them, and I'll try to upload this video for you. So you can see my 10 black skirt tetras, because I want to show them to you. Black skirt tetras, some people would say, are a very bland looking fish, but I disagree. I like the black and white coloration. So they're great to cycle an aquarium with. They're very hardy. They can adapt to any water parameters, and I think are a beginner friendly tetra, and are a tetra species I would recommend to beginners. So black skirt tetra is really cool fish. Their price range is generally anywhere from $2.50 to $3 per tetra. And some pet stores and fish stores will give you discounts if you buy 6, 8, 10 of them. They should be kept in a school. You should never, ever keep a black skirt tetra by itself because it will stress out and just not be a happy fish. Here is a video of my 10 black skirt tetras. those were my 10 black skirt tetras. Now let's continue talking about other fish that come from Colombia. So we've talked about the black skirt tetra, and now we're going to move on. Another catfish that comes from Colombia and also Peru is known as the Hacer oriensis. I call this the black top mouse catfish. Very, very cool catfish. And I'd love to keep these guys again, and we'll definitely do a show dedicated to them. The firehead tetra comes from Colombia. Now, the firehead tetra is simply a variation of the rummy nose tetra. Really colorful tetra, great discus tank mate, great angelfish tank mate. Also, another tetra that comes from Colombia is the red phantom tetra. Another colorful tetra that a lot of fish keepers like myself like. The red phantom tetra is very beautiful. Look at the coloration of the red phantom tetra on the screen. Another beautiful tetra from Colombia is the bleeding heart tetra. I'm a big fan of the bleeding heart tetra. Kind of looks like a silver dollar, if you ask me, but really pretty. So now we're going to get into some monster fish that come from Colombia. There is a chevron that comes from Colombia that is known as Heros severus. Look how beautiful that Heros severus is. It's also known as the tiger chevron, and you'll find it in Colombia. Some of my favorite monsters from South America are wolffish. And in Colombia, you will find a black wolffish, my all-time favorite wolffish. It's known as Hippolytus curupira. And I have a black wolf that I've had for about 10 months now, and he came from Colombia, and he is doing great. You will also find a common wolffish. The common wolffish lives in Colombia, and the common wolffish is known as Hippolytus malabaricus. Also, Colombia is home to some great payara. You'll find the common Armatus pariah and also the red-tailed payara. The red-tailed payara is absolutely beautiful. I love red-tailed payara. I would definitely consider getting one if I had tank space for them. Now, Colombia is also home to the temporalis chocolate cichlid. We found out that Peru is home to the temporalis chocolate cichlid as well. Colombia is also home to the South American lungfish. Really cool oddball fish. And what's great about the South American lungfish is that it's not as aggressive as the African lungfish, and you can have tank mates with the South American lungfish. Another catfish that comes from Colombia is the spotted hopalo catfish, or the spotted hopalo catfish. Really cool catfish. I definitely would like to get some of them. They're very beautiful. Colombia also has some silver dollars. One of the common silver dollars from Colombia is the red hook silver dollar, Mylius ruberipinus. And my friend Daryl has some beautiful red hooks. Also, Mylosoma are coming into the aquarium hobby from Colombia. Mylosoma aerium and Mylosoma derventri are coming into the aquarium hobby from Colombia. Very cool silver pacu-like fish. And for nano aquarium hobbyists, green striped pencilfish and other pencilfish species come from Colombia. Very cool fish. The ripsaw catfish, Oxydorus niger, also calls Colombia home. The royal pleco calls Colombia home. The royal pleco, very cool fish. It feeds on driftwood and vegetables. Now, a catfish species, a monster catfish species that is found in abundance in Colombia is the red-tailed catfish. Now, Daryl, my friend, and I love the red-tailed cat, but they get massive. But in Colombia, there are thousands upon thousands of red-tailed cats, and most of them end up at the fish food market where people eat red-tailed cats. So in some areas of South America, people argue over whether or not red-tailed cats are edible or people can eat them. But in Colombia, they do. But in Brazil, Venezuela, and Peru, they don't. But Colombians love to eat the red-tailed cat. Also from Colombia is the tiger shovelnose. So the red-tailed cat and tiger shovelnose are endemic to all parts of South America. So we're likely going to talk about them in all the episodes of Life in the Amazon. And then we've got the sailfin pictus cat, the Larius pictus, which is a rare catfish. It's very rare in the aquarium hobby, but it's also a very beautiful sailfin pictus cat. Now for piranhas, uh, Colombia does have the regular red belly piranha. They have the rhombus piranha and many different Ceratosaurus species. But hands down, my favorite piranha from Colombia is the Pygrocentris caribe, or black ear piranha, or the caribe piranha. I have kept piranha before, and the species and the only species that I ever would consider keeping are Pygrocentris caribe and the red belly piranha. I kept them together peacefully. Now, the caribe piranha I love because of that black spot and the dark orange coloration. Unlike red belly piranhas, I have found that caribes will keep their color throughout their life, which I really appreciate because I love colored up fish. I find them to be really interesting. So, Colombia is home to the Caribe piranha, which grows about a foot long and needs to be kept in schools in order to reduce aggression like red belly piranhas. Now, of course, Colombia has the scalar angel, but they also have this angel, the autumn angel. Now, the autumn angel is kind of hard to keep in the aquarium hobby, but some people have had great success keeping autumn angels. And I know Kevin at tangledupincichlids.com brings in healthy ones. It's still a dream of mine to keep some Colombian autumn angels, and maybe one day I will keep autumn angels from Colombia. I heard the autumn angels from Colombia are the most hardiest ones. So I'll have to see how hardy they are and keep them myself. And then we've got the red and blue Colombian tetra. That's a beautiful fish that comes from Colombia. I had to make sure that I included them on our show today. And also we've got the Santa Perca Damien that comes from Colombia. This one has red on its fin, a gold body, and some purple spots. Very beautiful fish. And one of the most popular aquarium catfish from South America is the spotted Angelicus pictus, and they are found in Colombia. The spotted Angelicus pictus, very cool cat that you will find in Colombia. They can be hard to adjust to a new environment and new water parameters, so be very careful when acclimating them to a new aquarium. All right. So those are all of the freshwater fish species that live in Colombia that I'm going to mention on tonight's show. Now, do be aware there are hundreds upon hundreds more. There are so many species that I have yet to mention that call Colombia home, but those are the most popular ones. All right now it's time for our main event. It's time for the fun part of the show. I'm going to create some cool biotopes. I'm going to start with my community biotope. So here is my community biotope utilizing fish species that live in Colombia. So here we go. The community Colombian biotope. And I have an image here to help me explain where I would keep in my community Colombian biotope. So let me get down to it here. So here we go. In my community Colombian biotope, I would have the following fish species. First of all, it would be a 220-gallon planted aquarium. And in my community Colombian biotope planted aquarium, I would have a couple of canister filters and live plants. And the fish stock would be 6 autumn angels, a dozen black skirt tetras, a dozen red and blue Colombian tetras. It would have a Santa Perca Damien school, about 6 of them, about 4 Geophagus ceramensis, 3 or 4 threadfin acara. I'd have about 10 marble tatchet fish. I'd have some Hacer oriesis, about 5 or 6 of them in my community biotope. They're a very cool catfish. And rounding it out, I'd have a school of 10 spotted Angelicus pictus catfish. That is my community. That is my community Colombian biotope aquarium. So, what a great show this has been so far. Bear with me with the tech issues. I don't know why it's acting up tonight, but still a great show so far. And it's been a long show so far. All right now we're going to take our intermission. And our intermission is being brought to us by Little Egypt Aquarium Club, a wonderful online fish store that supplies aquarium supplies and fish food to aquarium hobbyists. If you need high quality aquarium supplies and high quality fish food, check out littleegyptaquariumclub.com and save 10% when you use discount code ALEX. This intermission is also brought to us by Aquatic and Exotic in Stuart, Florida. When I come back, I'm going to conclude the show by giving out my semi-aggressive Colombian biotope aquarium idea and my piranha biotope aquarium using piranha species that live in Colombia. We'll be right back, folks. Don't you dare go anywhere.
Are you a tropical fish keeper living in South Florida? You need to check out Aquatic and Exotic in Stuart, Florida. Aquatic and Exotic is home to quality freshwater and saltwater tropical fish. You will find African cichlids, South and Central American cichlids, goldfish and koi, and exotic fish. We also supply aquarium supplies like filters and heaters, aquariums, and lights. We also have quality fish food brands. Aquatic and Exotic is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sunday 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Questions? Give us a call at 772-781-4046. Stop on by and check us out. 1525 A.C.E. Lockhart Street, Stuart, Florida 34994.
Aqua Alex here, and I'm proud to partner with Little Egypt Aquarium Club. Little Egypt Aquarium Club was founded by my friend Jeremy Stellhorn. Little Egypt Aquarium Club provides aquarium hobbyists with quality aquarium supplies. You will find sponge filters, pleco caves, and so much more. Little Egypt Aquarium Club also has quality fish foods. You'll find things like rapashi. Rapashi is a name brand fish food perfect for placostomus, community fish, and even monster fish. You'll find medicated fish foods as well. Aqua Alex and Jeremy Stellhorn are teaming up to save you some money. If you use my discount code, which is Alex, you will get 10% off your order. So go to littleegyptaquariumclub.com right now, place an order, and use coupon code Alex, and you will save 10% on your order. Now back to the fish chat. Hey, fish keepers, get ready to have your tropical fish keeping questions answered. It's time to prepare for the October 2022 Fish Keepers Q&A hosted by me, Aqua Alex Cardinale. I, Aqua Alex Cardinale, will answer all of your freshwater and saltwater tropical fish questions. This month's edition of Ask Aqua Alex Live will be Halloween themed since it is October. The October 2022 Ask Aqua Alex Live will air live Tuesday, October 25th, 2022, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on my YouTube channel, The Legendary Alex Cardinale. So, fish keepers, do you have fish keeping questions you want me to answer? Simply email your fish keeping questions to alexgoyankiescardinale19 at gmail.com, and I will answer all of your questions. You can email them in a text email, or you can film a video asking your questions, and I will answer them. Also, email me photos and videos of your aquarium fish and your aquariums to alexgoyankiescardinale19 at gmail.com. I will show off your aquariums and fish in the Fish Keepers Show Off. On top of answering your questions and showing off your fish and aquariums, I have some fun Halloween themed topics coming your way on the Fish Keepers Q&A. This month's topics will include my top 10 favorite monster fish. I'll also talk about fish that represent Halloween. I'll talk about why water changes are important and more. It all goes down live Tuesday, October 25th, 2022, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on my YouTube channel, The Legendary Alex Cardinale. So get those fish keeping questions in right now, and I will answer them Tuesday, the 20th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Welcome back to Life in the Amazon here on Aquatic Wetline on YouTube channel, The Legendary Alex Cardinale. Tonight, I am talking about Colombian tropical fish, and I am talking about Colombian aquarium biotopes. So before our intermission, we talked about fish that live in Colombia, and I did a community biotope. Let's conclude the show with predatory fish biotopes. And now I'm going to do a piranha biotope with piranha species that live in Colombia. Let's check it out here. Here's my image for my piranha biotope. So in my piranha biotope aquarium, I would have Pygrocentris nateri, or red belly piranhas. Red belly piranhas are a staple in any piranha aquarium. I also would have Pygrocentris caribe, or the caribe piranha. I think the caribe piranha is the best Pygrocentris out there. I really love the caribe piranha, really cool fish, and that's a must-have in a Colombian piranha biotope, in my opinion. I'd also have some Colombian red and blue tetras in there as dithers, some black skirt tetras as dithers. I'd have some driftwood and a royal pleco in the piranha biotope. That would be a really cool aquarium if you ask my personal opinion. And now it's time for the final biotope for this episode of Life in the Amazon, and that is my semi-aggressive monster Colombian biotope. So let's see what I would have in this aquarium. So here is my semi-aggressive Colombian monster biotope. So here we go. So in my semi-aggressive Colombian biotope, I would have the following fish species. I would have a jade sleeper goby, a water cow goby, black wolffish, red tail pyara, chocolate cichlid, Oscar cichlid, Severum cichlid, red hook silver dollars, Mylosoma silver dollars, thin bar silver dollars, Geophagus ceremesis, sailfin pictus, and a tiger shovelnose. And I would do as large of an aquarium as I could because all these fish get large. So that would be my Colombian semi-aggressive biotope. Very, very cool aquarium and a really cool biotope in my personal opinion. So that is all about Colombia. That is all the fish species that live in Colombia. If you watched till the end of the show, I greatly appreciate you. I love you. I apologize about the technical issues. My studio is acting up. I'm not sure why, but I'm thankful that you stayed through to the end of the show. Greatly appreciate it. I hope you learned a lot about Colombian fish and the fish that live in Colombia. On the next episode of Life in the Amazon, I'm going to talk about fish species that live in Venezuela, and we'll have some Venezuelan biotopes. So I can't wait to create Venezuelan biotopes. So until we do that, make sure you watch the Peruvian and the Brazilian biotopes, and then get ready for the Venezuelan one. So with that being said, fish keepers, have a great night. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. Happy fish keeping, everybody, and have a great night. It's Crazy Tiger Alex Cardinale, and I am hosting the Halloween 2022 Bash. I'm inviting all you scary ghosts, goblins, and monsters, to be a part of the Halloween 2022 Bash hosted by me, Crazy Tiger Alex Cardinale. On the Halloween Bash this year, there will be appearances from Chef Alex and Aqua Alex Cardinale. What cooking recipes will Chef Alex give out? What monster fish will Aqua Alex talk about on the Halloween Bash? There will also be Halloween discussion and scary stories with Crazy Tiger Alex Cardinale. Crazy Tiger Alex Cardinale will also discuss his favorite cat, tigers, and tiger attacks on humans. So it's going to be a fun Halloween bash this year, filled with Halloween stories and a lot of Halloween fun. The Halloween 2022 bash airs live Halloween night, Monday, October 31st, 2022, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, only on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. Happy Halloween, everybody, and I will see you Halloween night, Crazy Tiger Alex Cardinale. It's going to be great.